Okay, here we go on our video on subtracting fractions and mixed numbers for this video. Alright, let's get on with our rules. Got a lot of rules again. So for this one, you can read through them, and I'll give you a second. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that right now to read through them. Okay, hopefully you have read through them. If you haven't, you can read through what I'm talking here. Again, denominators must be the same, so that is a important part of these. Denominators must be the same. If not, you have to find, you have to make them the same. You have to have a common denominator. Okay, then you're going to subtract the numerators. First numerator minus the second numerator, and the denominator stays the same. Okay, that's the key. Simplify if you need to. If you're working with mixed numbers, you can do the whole number minus the whole number, then fraction minus the fraction. That's fine. Sometimes you may need to borrow if you do that, so pay attention to that. And borrowing is just regrouping, in case that the second fraction is numerator smaller than the first fraction's numerator smaller than the second one. You can't subtract that. You got to regroup to add more to that. Okay, so you don't have a negative answer. Alright, so I'm going to go over some examples of how to subtract fractions. Okay, so in our first example, we do not have common denominators, so that's my first thing I need to do is find that common denominator. So 3 goes into 9, so I actually don't have to do anything with 8/9. I can keep that the same. But I'm going to multiply the 3 times 3 to make a denominator of 9. And remember, whatever I multiply the denominator by, I must multiply the numerator by also. 2 times 3 is 6. Now I'm going to subtract those. Okay, subtract the numerators. 8 minus 6 is 2. Denominators stay the same, which is 9. That is why they have to be the same. Otherwise, I would have to go through all that work. But they must be the same, so that's why I have to convert them. Okay, for b, my denominators are the same, so I don't have to worry about that. Now, one thing I notice is that I cannot do 1 minus 4. That gives me a negative number, so I can't do that. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to regroup, which means I'm going to borrow from the 5. Remember, that's our whole amount. So instead of having a whole amount, I'm going to break it up into its pieces. Okay, it'd be like if we had a pizza and it was a whole pizza, and then we cut it up to its pieces, and then we looked at individual slices. So I'm going to make that a 4, take one of the whole pizzas away, and I'm going to break it into its pieces. How many pieces do I get? I get 5 pieces, because that's what my denominator is. So I'm going to do 1 plus 5 up here, because I had 1, I'm adding 5 pieces. So now I have 6 pieces. Now when I do the problem, I'm going to rewrite this because it's getting hard to read. 4 6/5 minus 2 4/5. Now this problem is much easier to do. 4 minus 2 is 2. 6 minus 4 is 2. And the denominator stay the same at 5, so I get 2 2/5. So that is how you borrow or regroup when you're subtracting. Okay, if you need to watch anything again, go ahead, look at those rules, make sure you have those and understand them. Otherwise, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.